However, the fact that they've said it every day, of course, it's very troublesome for most of us. And I served in NATO, right? These guys are our friends. And it really bothers a lot of us. I think it's a negotiating tool. However, the fact that they've said it every day, we got to respond to it.
Republicans are now joining Democrats to stop Trump from going to war against NATO. This is where we're at in 2026.
And I think it would be the end of the administration. It would be. I mean, I think right now the polls show 9% of the people support that. 9. You can do the math. The thing with Greenland is appalling. They are in NATO. They govern themselves, so they're under the protection of Denmark. Denmark's a NATO ally. We used to have 5 bases in Greenland. We have 1 right now. Greenland would welcome our friendly requests to have more basing rights there, to do more mining and economic investment in Greenland. They would love that. But threatening Greenland is counterproductive. It's counterproductive to Denmark. And by the way, all the European countries see it and they hate it. And these are our allies. NATO is the best alliance in the history of mankind.
This, quote, peace president has systematically destroyed our natural alliances step by step this year. The latest, NATO, something you would never have thought would happen except under Trump in 2026. So much so that there is now congressional legislation, a bill introduced in the House called the Stop the Funding of the NATO Invasion Act. Yes.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? You already know what it is. You have just entered the war zone. Now, we have Canada right now attempting to go to the whole left side of the field now and attempt to do business with China. Okay? The same as Venezuela decided that they wanted to do business with China. Okay? So we are dealing with entities, nations that have us sandwiched, that are literally in our face doing business with our enemies. Okay? And it's like, are these people our enemies? Is Canada our enemy? Would you consider Canada an enemy? I mean, I tell you, they are going after China. They're going to do business with China, all because we feel some type of way regarding ourselves. We want to take matters into our own hands as far as Americans. We want to do business differently now. Now that we don't want to do business economically with you, now you want to run to our enemies? Yo, bro, if you have been listening to my live streams, you know I have been telling you Donald Trump is delineating from Europe. Donald Trump is creating a new man here in the United States of America. Okay? The black people here in America are creating a new black people here in America. You see the black people right now online tearing up the Black Panther Party. Okay? Black people are tearing them up right now. You have Donald Trump tearing up Europeans right now. I mean, not playing no games. We are truly American. We all stand alone here in America. We are a standalone nation. You see this. Nobody really truly likes us. They most likely have to do business with us. Okay? Now, Canada is going nuts right now. Okay? They literally went off the reservation. Okay. Now, let me show you something. Because this is getting out of hand. I told you we were going to be going to war. I told you this. This is the funny thing. Talking about Canada, I've been saying this. If you've been listening to this live stream, I've been telling you we will be going to war with Canada. I've been telling you at some point, I've told you this. We will be going to war with these various nations, with Europe. I told you we were going to go to war with the EU. I told you this in my live streams. I have all of the proof. I told you there, people. You see it right now. I know you thought about it. I know you was like, you know what, the minister Warzone, he been saying that. No, seriously, he's been saying that because I don't see too many people predicting what he's been saying like that too much. You know, people are reacting to what's going on, but bruh, I'm over here predicting what's going to happen. Now, you know, now I'm telling you, we are at war with Britain also. We are at war with Britain. We are at war with France. Shout out to all my Italians out there. Italy stands with America. Shout out to Italy. Okay? Italy is blasting the Europeans over there right now. Okay? Standing with America. So shout out to Italy. Okay? Smack that like button on the way in. Okay, let's start this up. Smack that like button. What's up, Raquel? Weather for? Yes. Yes. All right. What's up, Raquel? Yo, what? No, not at all. Never that. Raven Drake. What's up, Raven? All right. Now, check this out, man. This
to make sure that the Warren Posse has always got the latest and best information. Brian Kennedy talked about a People's War Declaration by Xi in May of 2019. Why? Because they'd had their first conference on One Belt, One Road, first big conference. I think it was in Shanghai. Putin showed up. They thought they were kings of the world then. Lighthizer, Bob Lighthizer, and Peter Navarro for 2 years. 2 years. I was there for the beginning of it. 2 years. Laid out the most definitive deal that would have integrated the Chinese Communist Party's economy into the world economy and taken away what Peter Navarro says the 7 original sins, the excess capacity that they used to drive down prices, the labor.
Now, smack that like button on the way in. Smack that like button. Now, Canada and the EU right now are literally revolting against the USA because the USA are taking matters into their own hands. Okay. It is going down for real right now. Check this out.
Hour after hour, day after day, week after week, month after month, for 2 years.
Guys about the United States
They
dollar
just tore it up.
and how China is trying to
The Chinese have a
alliances
phrase:
to basically
circumstances change.
get the world off the U.S.
Circumstances
standard,
change.
the U.S. currency, the dollar's reserve currency's power and purchasing power. The destroying of the United States of America on an economic level is much deeper than you realize. That's why Trump is going after Greenland for the rare earth minerals, for the race, for AI. And now Canada all of a sudden is now, they have a EV, electric vehicle partnership, a trade deal. Even Canadians are realizing this is one of the worst things that could happen to their country. And first, I want to show you this video because we did get warned. A lot of people got the warning. This is Mark Carney saying in that there is some type of a new world order coming in. And I told you guys, what does that new world order consist of? It consists of getting off the U.S. standard. It consists of the U.S. collapsing as a whole. Believe me, that is their biggest plan. Take a listen.
Mine is the first visit of a Canadian Prime Minister to China in nearly a decade. The world has changed much since that last visit. And I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order.
Out loud. He said it right in front of the world. What is
So you have Canada over there in China, right? Over there in China talking about they are creating the new world order. Okay. This is the prime minister of China. Okay. Now, this is getting very, very, very interesting. Okay. Because President Donald Trump was asked about that. And he basically said that that's okay. He said if Canada wants to do business with China, he said, then that's what they should be doing. And then he moved on to the next question. But President Trump is playing 10D chess on these people, okay? He's not playing around as he shouldn't. We are, these people have been using America as their virtual piggy bank, okay? All of these nations, okay? America has been keeping them, Europe up, above sea level. And, now America is like, enough with that, okay? Enough with that. Shout out to USA. USA all day. Let's go.
this new world order that Mark Carney is speaking about? Well, many people will tell you they would like to get personal. I don't want to get personal. I want to go and dive into how this is pretty much supposed to impact the United States economically. We know Mark Carney is very anti-Trump. They've had their meetings, but Mark Carney, just like every other leftist in NATO, they're pretty much aligning themselves with Canada as a whole too, right? Because Mark Carney came out and he was in defense of going after Trump because of his ambitions to take on Greenland. So it doesn't look like we have a partner with Canada. It looks like we have an enemy.
Greenland, the future of Greenland is a decision for Greenland and for the Kingdom of Denmark. We are NATO partners with Denmark, and so our full partnership stands. Our obligations on Article 5, Article 2 of NATO stand, and we stand full square behind those.
Okay, so NATO hates Trump. Now Canada hates Trump, and we're talking about very close neighbors, by the way. We're talking about our next door neighbors. We're talking about a new world order, making EV deals trending worldwide, right? What has happened?
So Canada wants to be recognized as a Arctic power. Okay. Canada wants to be a big dog on the block. Canada wants to, go viral now. Canada wants to step in the ring and put their gloves on and get to it. Okay. They want to get to it with us. Okay. This is truly, truly troubling on what's going on. And I believe Canada is playing right into Donald Trump's hand right now. Okay. By this abrupt move that Canada has pulled, I believe that Donald Trump wanted that to happen. Okay. Because now it's going to give Donald Trump full reasoning to basically collapse their economy. Okay. And some way, somehow, Donald Trump and his administration will figure out a way to disrupt the economic pipeline between Canada and China. Okay. Because what's being said is Canada is none more than a rubber stamp, or the prime minister for Canada is none more than a rubber stamp for the British power. Okay. So Let's rock and roll. Smack that like button.
Pushing Canada and China closer. Carney opens a Chinese EV, cuts canola tariffs. Carney to Trump, back off Greenland. Former UK Blair joins Carney and Rubio. Trump's again, like Carney's China embrace widens gap between Trump's and the U.S. tariff era. So again, this goes much deeper than you realize. I want to play this clip here
it goes
by
deeper, bro. Henry Jenkins. It's not. Henry said, dude, it's theater, smoke, and illusions. Bro, this is not business as usual. Okay, Henry? This is not business as usual. This is different. You are living in a totally different era right now. Okay? The new standard is we are not doing business as usual. Okay? The new standard is the politicians will not be doing business as usual here in America. That's obvious through the takedown of USAID and various other felonious uh, agencies all throughout the United States of America. So we have to get to the root of the problem, and it's not the rubber stamps here in America. Okay, America has been held hostage from the foreign powers for a very, very long time. Okay, the smokescreen is what you see here in America through the political system that we have had, and as well as the various fabricated agencies who are ciphering monies, funding from America to their shores. Okay, that is the smokescreen. Trump is breaking up that illusion. We're not playing around now. Okay, we have to take these people to task now. We have to not play around with any of these nations, especially the nations that sandwich us. Okay, let's go. Let's rock and roll.
Steve Bannon about Mark Carney
Steve
and how
Bannon.
this
Check
is
this out.
deeper than we know.
Carney is an enemy of the United States. It's obvious. He's partnered, as they've been infiltrated by the Chinese Communist Party and radical Islam. Beta males, they feast off beta males like Carney. They feast off these people. What he did in Beijing was tantamount economic declaration of unrestricted warfare against the United States of America. And this is why President Trump's been hammering him. It's your problem, and you better clean it up.
Are they going to clean it up? Well, I did get an update here from Albertans. Why am I saying that so wrong? I know I'm saying that wrong. Alberta, Canada. So massive amounts of Albertans just formed a huge line to sign a petition to secede from Canada and potentially become the 51st state after gaining independence. Alberta is the most conservative Canadian province, and an election could lead and could be held soon for succession. 51st state, I'd welcome it. A lot of people are saying they'll welcome it. I'll show you this line. This line is...
This is crazy. This is crazy on what's going on. Okay. Yes, we are not playing around. We are grounding and pounding away, okay, at these damn nations that have been playing us for a fool, okay, for all of these years. A lot of what has been going on throughout our neighborhoods and what's been going on with our ancestors has a lot to do with these foreign powers, okay? Their direct influence within our communities, okay? These people are not playing around. They have been studying our ancestors for many, many years, black and white, here in America, studying our systems, studying what we are doing. They have been integrating our systems. They are extremely entrenched within our systems. That's why Donald Trump has broken away, stripped 56 of our agencies away from the EU, okay, from Britain, and Britain is pissed. Okay, we're not playing around. Britain wants part two. Okay, Britain is going to get part two because we're not playing. We are the ancestors that, you know what I mean, that fought Britain and, you know what I mean, and took them to task. Okay, and that's a fact. Okay, and we see what's going on. Trump is not playing around, and we finally got somebody in office that's not playing around. Shout out to Trump. Smack that like button. Smack that like button. Okay? It is not a game, dear people. It is not a game, my people. Okay? I told you it was that time. I told you it was that war time. I told you that. I told you that. You know, these people want that smoke. You know, these people really want that smoke. When we want our true independence, these people want to bring war. These people want to stand with our enemies. Okay? I told you that. A lot of people don't really like Americans like that too much. I mean, you know, not people. I'm talking about a lot of the other governments don't really like America too much. A lot of the nations outside of America. And we're not going to be playing around with these people, man. We're not going to play around with these people. We're not going to play around with them at all.
A preliminary injunction hearing in mid.
Okay? We're not going to play around with them. What you said? What's up, Stephanie? What's going on, Stephanie Gutierrez? Plant-based. What's up, plant-based black man? You do know that Trump is not foundational. Yeah, I absolutely do. I absolutely do know that. Trump is not everything Trump is doing is helping the foundational black Americans. Okay? Everything that Trump is doing is helping foundational black Americans, hands down. Okay? Um, everything we need all of these immigrants, non-Americans, from away from our shores. We need them out of our neighborhoods. Okay? We don't need that. Okay? We don't. We don't need the drugs that's coming in, you know, with the fentanyl. No, we don't need that. You know what I mean? We don't. We don't need that. You know what I mean? We don't need that. They putting it in all type of other, you know, putting it in pot and all, and you know, and all of these other, you know, narcotics. No, we don't need that. You know, uh, we don't need the IRS coming after us. All right. How about yes, turning the IRS into the external revenue service? Okay. Yes. How about threatening these other nations that has been milking America for all of these years? Okay, milk and turning around and threatening all of these other nations with tariffs, scaring them, giving them nightmares at night. You know what I mean? With the tariffs, with the threats of the tariffs. Okay, you know, this is what's going on. We needed somebody. Blacks, what do you mean? When have the blacks been cozying up with the FBI? When have the blacks been wanted to cozy up with the CIA? Okay, you basically are siding with the old FBI and the old CIA. Trump is fighting with them right now, fighting with the with the internal revenue service of the FBI, fighting with the CIA director right now, or not right now, but fighting internally in the CIA. This is what's going on. It's big. It's bigger than what you actually see. Okay, you standing with these other you standing outside of Trump right now, you're standing with the true enemy. Okay, you have to understand what's actually going on. Not saying, and you got to understand warfare. Okay, and understand what our ancestors did. Okay, and the white ancestors that was here in America. We all stood together when it came to war, when it was warfare, when it was war that came to our doorsteps. We damn stuck together, even though we were fighting in the barracks, even though we were cursing each other out in the barracks. You know, we still was getting to it when it was time to get to it. And you can't tell me I'm wrong about that, because you know, the receipts are all out there, all through all of the wars. Your ancestors, your black ancestors, stood with the people of this nation because we are the people of this nation and stood with the white people that were here, that when there was war that came to our borders, we would not play around. We're not playing around now. That's pretty evident. You see what's going on. You see what's going on. Come on, bro. Nah, bro, it's different now. It's different now. Smack that like button, dear people. Smack that like button if you're running with America. If you're running with America, smack that like button.
Ball, which we've seen every president pretty much in the post-war period, maybe with the exception of John Kennedy. Know what happened to him, but it doesn't matter whether it was a Jimmy Carter, a Bill Clinton, either of the Bushes, Obama, and she's just, by now everybody's letting it all hang out. Donald Trump has broken our post-war system. New York Times has a piece this week. I mean, again, now it's becoming commonplace. So if Trump has broken their system, and I would submit he's broken it precisely on the grounds of the national security strategy and many speeches that he's given, which is, I want a world of sovereign nations, not worlds that are a world under globalist institutions and rules. Then the question is, what are the people who ran that globalist system going to do? Because their system has been based on the United States playing ball, which we've seen every president pretty much in the post-war period, maybe with the exception of John Kennedy, do. And we know what happened to him. But it doesn't matter whether it was a Jimmy Carter, a Bill Clinton, either of the Bushes, Obama. They've played by the rules of what some call the Anglo-American establishment. So if Trump has broken those rules, which I think he has quite thoroughly, then what are you going to put in its place? And I frankly don't know what Carney thinks he's going to do in terms of China. The imbalances. I mean, it's not like there's a big consumer market in China for Canadian goods. So I don't know what he thinks he's going to get out of it. I think there's just a certain amount of role playing at this point. We've got to still be relevant, so we're going to create a new world order. Well, my attitude right now kind of is good luck with that.
Well, perhaps driving a wedge between China and Russia?
He may be.
Now, I'm telling you, it's not, listen, Canada is basically crashing out right now. Canada's, because they understand America is serious. We're serious. We're going to tariff you to the high heaven, okay? And we are going to make sure you collapse yourself. Because we understand in Canada, we basically we helped them out tremendously with their economy, okay? And without our help, Canada would sink, okay? And we know that. So that's why Canada is crashing out right now. But we don't care right now. We don't have feelings toward that right now because we must expand our borders and protect our sovereign hemisphere. Okay, we are going through a true change right now. Okay, Canada is attempting, they're not attempting, they are fraternizing, they are fraternizing with the enemy. Okay, that's what they're doing. Okay, and it is what it is. Okay, no, not at all. Not at all. Nah, you just mad. Shout out to Israel. Shout out to Israel. Israel love. Shout out to Israel. Y'all are mad. Shout out to Israel. Israel love. Don't get mad. It's just, it is what it is.
Trying to do that.
All right.
I don't think that's.
We gotta move forward. Don't get mad. Don't get mad because we're pressing on. Don't get mad because we're putting our foot on all of you non-American necks. It is what it is. We're gonna have to do what we got to do, baby. Okay? We're gonna have to do what we got to do. You don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at us.
Number one, I think it shows it's a very Western thing to do, and that's to have an outside, an absurdly outsized view of your world influence. Really, Canada and China. Now, if China said we're going to do it, I'd say, okay, well now you're getting some. What am I going to say? You know, me and Bill Gates are going to get together and change this town. Bill Gates would be, who the hell is Garland Nixon? That guy's got like $5 and I got 300 million. You know what I'm saying? So China, who has what, maybe 60% of the gross domestic product of California. And they're going to change the world with China. Oh boy, I'm excited. I don't think China, you're a flea on China's back, Canada. So I don't know what the heck you're talking about. They don't even know you're there. But China didn't say, yes, oh, Canada's coming. Whoa, man, we better get ready. Roll out the red carpet. The big guys are coming to town. No, there's 3 countries. There's China, there's Russia, there's the United States. They operate in a sphere on their own. And right now, it's a multipolar, but really a bipolar world. It's Canada, the US is kind of on one side, and China and Russia are allied on the other side. Now, there's 2 ways to look at even what China said. We are going to create this thing, as opposed to a new world order is forming. You know, that's kind of like between the old saying about, if you get into Eastern philosophy, does a child say, how was I made? Or does a child say, how did I grow? Right? Was I built? Was I something that somebody put together like a robot with parts? Or do you put a seed in the ground and organically watch it grow? So my argument would be this. A new world order is forming. And we're not 100% sure what that new world order is going to be, because there's a lot of inputs coming in, be it Trump, be it Russia, be it Ukraine, be it what's happening in the Middle East. And we cannot predict the outcome. But the new world order is forming. But that mentality that China, that Canada's given, we are going to form this thing. No, you're not. It's going to form. And you're going to end up being a chihuahua barking at the tractor trailer that drives by. Don't get in front of it or you'll get smushed.
One thing I just add in terms.
That's it. That's it. Canada, little Canada, old Canada. Don't be barking. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, you know what I mean? We are a Mack truck right now. And listen, do not be in the way when we're coming down the strip. That's all I'm saying right now. That's all I'm saying right now. Trump gave a great reply. Damn, Trump gave a great oh man. It is on with Canada. It is on with Colombia. It is on with Cuba. It is on with Venezuela. We already embargoed Venezuela's oil, full embargo. We are not playing around over here in America, okay? We already knew that non-Americans were enemies to America. We already knew this. We are seeing it now. Look at all of this nonsense going on. Look at this nonsense going on. I just want to go. All right, first, let's go here first. These people are nuts. Damn, these people are nuts.
For the United States starts in Canada. Carney, and there are people worse than Carney there. You're seeing a shift in Canada right now. And this is why I think Alberta and this succession movement, they're sitting there going, it's not just about economics. It's not about tax policy. Canada is rapidly changing. 25% of Canada's, you just heard Tomlinson say, 25% of Canada's population is foreign born. 25%. Right now, Canada is rapidly changing. And I'm going to tell you, if you look at Parliament, if you look at some of these papers, you look at the discussion on TV there,
Brian Kennedy, these people are hostile to the United States of America, not neutral. They're hostile to the United States of America. That
They
when you talk
hostile.
about,
You know, these people are not neutral to America. These people are hostile. You see that? You see how they act and react in the comment section. These people are hostile to America, man. We're tired of these people coming into our nation, attempting to tell us how to live in our nation, tell us how to spend our money, tell us how we should go and get money. You not getting money, nigga. You not getting money. How you telling me I'm not getting money in my nation? Excuse me. This is not your nation. This is not your nation, dog. I don't understand you people.
this thing in Canada up in the Arctic is going to be 10x Greenland. Why? Why do you say that, Steve? Because of NORAD. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. The attack from your enemies is going to come over the North Pole.
See?
From both China.
We're not playing with these damn people, man. We're not playing with these damn people, man. Look at this.
In Canada up in the Arctic is going to be 10x Greenland. Why? Why do you say that, Steve? Because of NORAD. Ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. The attack from your enemies is going to come over the North Pole. From both China and Russia. This is not some Mark Levin, Tel Aviv Levin fantasy about the mullahs and they're going to have ballistic missiles in 20 years and they can hit New York City. No, this is reality. NORAD's been built up there. And now a government that's clearly partnering with the Chinese Communist Party couldn't be more blatant. If he's that bold in a microphone, what in the hell do you think he's doing in the room? That was a full kowtow. The Imperial Chinese court used to demand of the Brits when they first got there, and all the countries in the world. They had to come to the Imperial Court and you had to kowtow. That was a full kowtow by Carney.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, bro. We are tired of playing around with you damn people. We are tired of playing around with you nations. We are not playing around with any of you people. We're understanding. We're waking up to what's going on. We're waking up to the tricks. We're waking up to the tricks of these outside organizations and nations, okay, who are attempting to, who have been, you know, keeping our country under their control somewhat, okay? And we're tired of it, and putting our presidents and in harm's way, and our presidents is basically they don't want no problems. Trump is not having that. Okay, Trump's not having that. These people are nuts. This is the type of people that you want to let into our country. Y'all something. Look at these people. Look at these people. Is this what we dealing with? Come on, people. All right. This is what we dealing with now. This is what we're dealing with. This is the type of people. This stuff is loony right now. I want to take you let's spin the block real quick and just see what's going on. Let's spin down the streets real quick. We're gonna hop up in the tank and let's take a swim down the street and just see what's going on. All right, spin the block with me real quick. Let's go. Oh, hold on. Check this out. Do you support this guy as the congressman?
Of classified information. Since day one, Secretary Hexet has disgraced that once proud office that he holds from issuing orders. Hello, this is Congressman Shri Thanedar. Today I introduced articles to impeach Secretary Pete Hexet for murder and conspiracy to murder and reckless and
Yo, bro, these people are bold and serious, bro. They are. I'm like, yo, these people are bold and serious. They are over here doing the most. They are over here. This guy is over here doing the most. This guy wants to abolish ICE. He wants to, impeach the high levels of our presidential administration. This guy is off the meat rack, y'all. Okay? He said, "Secure space for American empire for the founding fathers. We will secure living space for the great fourth American empire." Absolutely. That's right. Brian said, "We will secure living space for the great fourth American empire and the founding fathers." Absolutely. Let's go. This is ridiculous. This just looks really horrible. The optics is just
unlawful mishandling of classified information. Since day one, Secretary Hexet has disgraced that once proud office that he holds from issuing orders to kill everybody on board a small boat with no evidence of any wrongdoing, to launching a follow-up strike to finish off survivors who barely clinging onto their life. His actions are not just reprehensible, but illegal as well. Former military attorneys have come out and asserted that his actions have risen to the level of war crimes. He also put the lives of our own troops in danger by leaking classified war plans in an unauthorized signal group chat, which included a random journalist with no role anywhere in the administration. Pete Hegseth was already the most unqualified Secretary of Defense in American history. But through his abysmal conduct, he has failed to even meet the already pitiful expectations that we had of him. We must impeach and remove Pete Hegseth as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hey yo. Hey yo. Yo, these people are different. Yo, bro, we are in wartime here in America, okay? If you don't understand what's going on, it's wartime, okay? It's wartime, seriously. Okay, this guy, this guy's a straight from India, okay? Can't even put together what he's attempting to say in English, okay? This is bad on what's going on. Let's just take a look what's going on these streets, right? Check it out. Check it out. Look at on these streets. Unfreaking believable, babe.
African nations a shithole in his first administration. We know that when he came down that escalator, he said he was
naturalized immigrant from Somalia or anywhere else who is convicted of defrauding our citizens. We're going to get them the hell out of here fast. And if you come to America to rob Americans, we're throwing you in jail and we're sending you back to the place from where you came. We're throwing you right in jail. We're also going to revoke the citizenship of any naturalized immigrant from Somalia or anywhere else who is convicted of defrauding our citizens. We're going to get them the hell out of here fast.
Hey, yo, y'all out of here. You naturalized. You gone. It don't even matter. That don't even matter. Look at these people. All right, let's see who's leftists. So the leftists in Minneapolis are getting armed and standing guard against ICE. Yo, bro, what? Yo, bro, come on, bro. Are you serious?
In the neighborhood. Yep, this is my block. This is my area. I don't go into other people's neighborhoods and try and intimidate them. I protect my people.
Are you giving out your name?
No, I'm okay with that. Our neighborhood's showing up.
You guys had a lot of people out here, right?
At least 30 or more.
Yeah.
40 or 50.
That's pretty good for a quick turnout.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You live in the neighborhood?
Yep, this is my block. This is my area.
Yo, bro,
I
are
don't go
you
into other people's
serious?
neighborhoods and try and intimidate them.
Yo, bro. Hey, yo, bro. Come on, bro. I know. Yo, bro. Nah, bro. We gonna have to. Bro. We can't be having this. we can't be having this. Okay. We can't be having this. What? Come on, man. Come on. We on a mission. We gotta wake our white people up here in America. That we gotta wake y'all up. All right. We gotta wake these black people up that don't understand what's going on. We gotta wake them up. Okay. This is nonsense that's happening on our streets, man. Just freaking ridiculous, man. It's nerve-wracking. Okay? It's nerve-wracking. These people are nuts. These people are nuts. Now,
You can create.
okay, so now your boy all right, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Now, these Democrats are crashing out really, really bad. They are crashing right into the mountain. Okay. Your boy Don Lemon crashing out for the Democrats. They are now attacking churches now. Okay. They want to go up into churches and just create this crazy hysteria. And, and they want to try. It's just mayhem right now in America. Who does this? Don Lemon goes up into a church in the form of a protest, harassing a preacher while he is talking to his congregation. Okay? This is the tricks from the leftists that we are tired of. Okay? It's disgusting and insane. Okay? Check it out. Smack that like button there, people. Check it out.
Protest. You can protest at any time. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt, to make uncomfortable. And that's
Minnesota as a whole. And also Jacob Frey is on. Make sure that I play the audio here because there's a response here from Harmeet Dillon, Assistant AG, and Trump about to deploy troops as they're all on standby. So something big is brewing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Something big is brewing in Minnesota as a whole. And also Jacob Frey is on TV panicking. So let's actually take a listen to this wild, atrocious video from Don Lemon. To go into a church is so crazy. Take a listen.
the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street and start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution, when you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And if you remember what the Civil Rights Movement was about, the Civil Rights Movement was about these very kinds of protests.
Bro, they are
There's nothing in the
protesting
Constitution
in a
that tells you what time you can protest. You can protest at any time. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt, to make uncomfortable. And that's what they're doing. And that's what I believe when I say everyone.
Okay, so Don Lemon is bragging about how this is close to civil rights. And by the way, there's a lot of black people that literally disagree and despise people like Don Lemon, because there's a lot of foundational black Americans that really hate this motive to protect illegal immigration, knowing how much it does hurt the black community as a whole. But that's another conversation for another day. But here's what's crazy.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. He talking that. You know, we are not playing around. We don't stand with this punk over here. This guy's a punk. He playing around. He, you know, just like him and the rest of the media. Okay, all of these Democrats like to play around, and we're tired and we're sick of it. And me personally, I'm loving the fact that their whole empire is crumbling right before our eyes. Okay, it's pretty impressive what Donald Trump is doing, and we are creating the new American empire. Okay, smack that like button. You already know what it is. Yeah, they gotta go, bro. Run away. Run away. Yo, the tech. Let me see. Yo, with the tech. God said we have to resist the devil. Didn't know it was didn't know it was this soon. Yep. Yep. That's facts. That was powerful. Yep.
Crazy about this. A church. You went into a church and disrupted the service on a Sunday. Don Lemon leading the crowd, recording everything. And there's more angles here. Again, ICE crowd storms the church while it was happening. This is crazy. There was, I think this is a pastor getting disrupted. Everybody's walking in here. I'll fast forward it. I think that's the pastor right there. And again, apparently they were accusing him of working with ICE. There are people going up to this guy right here. Again, these white liberals are crazy. I keep telling y'all. But he goes and records the pastor directly to his face, disrespecting them. There was foul language being used in this church. I mean, this is crazy. Look at all these people taking over the church here. So again, what was the motive? So the motive here is the pastor going after the pastor, but the pastor is fighting back to a degree. Let's take a listen.
This is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. But there were folks who said, I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the